Okay, the day has come and I'm excited, I'm nervous, I'm ready, I'm unprepared. All of the above because I am finally reading Harry Potter. Every single Harry Potter book. I think there's 7. Well, I'm reading 7, so hopefully that's every single one of them. Um I don't know what to expect. I have watched the movies before, but if there's one thing about me, I'm a forgetter. I will forget. I will watch a movie and it will leave my brain, and then, well, actually, it takes me a couple months to forget. So I'll watch a movie, love it, wait a couple months, it's gone. The information is gone. I've watched a couple more movies by then, and those movies are in my brain and not the old movies. So I've forgotten every single thing about Harry Potter. I've never read the books. This is my first time reading them. I'm anxious. I fear that not every, a lot of books are really hyped up and then I read them and they're not what I anticipated them to be because they were so hyped up. Um, and this series is extremely loved. So we'll see. I am going to grind through the first book today and let you know how I feel about it. Um, and we'll just keep going with the series. I'm so excited. Okay, I am back. I read the second Harry Potter book and I finished it, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I like this book better than the first, and I don't know if I think that's normal. I feel like that's normal because it was so good. 4.5 stars. I don't exactly know what it's missing, or what it's lacking. I just think it could get better. Like, I'm excited for it to get better. I don't think it's quite a perfect book. Um, but I'm loving the character development. I'm loving the school. I just think it's so cutesy. Um, and also I've watched the movies before, just once with my husband, like a year or two ago. I think it's maybe 2 or 3 years ago actually now. Um, and I love them, but it's like interesting picking up on things that I like didn't notice in the book, in the movie. Um, and like different plot twists. Like, I was not expecting the plot twist of this book, because I guess I don't remember the movies very well, but it was so good. I read it earlier after work, and then also I went on a run and listened to the rest of it during an audiobook, because my run was like 6 miles, which for me, because I'm a little bit of a slow runner, that's an hour long run for me. And so I was grinding through it. I love this book. These are such fast books. Also, I feel like when we were kids, I like saw people read them and I was like, how are you reading those? Those are huge. And I'm like, this is just like a day read, you know? Like, this is so easy to get through. And easy to binge, and I think I could read this whole series in a week. So maybe this vlog will turn into reading Harry Potter for a week straight with me. Or read all the Harry Potter books in a week with me. I love this book. 4.5 stars. Let's go and read the next book. Hopefully I get more clips of me reading them because I'm doing so bad so far at getting clips of me reading them. But it's okay because I'm just kind of grinding through it. I'm loving the series. So let's go to the next clip of me reading. Okay, I am about halfway through Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and I just wanted to give a short reading update. I am loving these books. I feel like as the books progress, is my camera moving a lot? As the books, oh my gosh, sorry guys. As the books progress, like, I'm enjoying the books more and more. We're getting introduced to Sirius Black, and I feel like I'm enjoying like the side characters too, that have like small appearances but still appearances in the books. So I'm loving this fan family. I'm loving the storyline. I wouldn't say it's like the perfect book. It's definitely reads a little bit younger than I would like, probably. But I'm still enjoying it. So we're gonna see. It's definitely 3.5 stars and above. I think I'm enjoying it better than the second book, though. But I just need to see the rest of the story to rate it. It's also such a short book on Kindle. So I'm gonna go and finish it right now. Wait, did Dumbledore know the whole time?
I don't know.
Okay, I just finished Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So the fourth Harry Potter book, if you haven't read them, which no judgment because I literally haven't read 5, 6, and 7 yet. To say I'm obsessed with these books is probably the understatement of the century because they're so good. Like literally, I just can't. It's so good. I'm like, how have I not read this before? How, my question is, because I had friends who read them in like 2nd to 4th grade, you know? And I'm like, and they were obsessed with them then. But I'm like, how is your reading level then this good? Because, like, I feel like to have read it then and then to have read it now would be such an interesting experience. Maybe I should watch some vlogs about that because that would be so, I feel like that'd be really like cozy and cutesy, you know? I rated this book 5 stars. Just the switch up at the end. Okay, this was gonna be a spoiler-free vlog, but I feel like so many people have read Harry Potter. So if you're going to read Harry Potter and you haven't read it before, you can skip to this part. Hopefully I remember to put time there. Sometimes I'm really bad about that. But if not, like, you can watch it and it'll be a spoiler, but also like it's not gonna ruin the book to have a spoiler, you know, because it's so good. It's 5-star book. And I fear the rest of the books are gonna be like this. I just think, okay, so fast forward. Professor Moody, I did not see that coming. Not him, literally not even being him. And also, I started reading the 5th book. I don't remember what that's called right now. But I started reading the 5th book, and he like reappears in the 5th book, and I'm like, because it's like actually him and not like the fake him, you know? And so I was like, it feels illegal to have him here, but like also I liked him in the 4th book. Like I loved him. I was like, okay, I'm ready to have more of him. Also, I'm really enjoying just the found family in this book is unreal. I'm like, what is this? Like Ron, Harry, and Hermione. And I feel like as you grow older, like, because I've watched the movies like once before, but being able to like actually see like Harry literally came from like the Muggle world and his parents passed away, and like his new family, like his aunt and his uncle, so mean to him, okay? And so we have Harry, and then we have Hermione, who her parents are literally Muggles. And so it's like, okay, like, she's kind of an outcast too, you know, like, because there's some people in the world of Harry Potter who are like, no, you have to be a pureblood, like Draco Malfoy and his father. And then you have Ron, who Ron is like, I think he's like a pureblood, but he's broke as hell. And so you have the 3 of them, and it's just like the found family and being the outcast. It's so beautiful, and I'm like, I need friends like this. So let's be friends. It's so good. I'm like, how have I never read this before? And also Voldemort showing up, I'm like, okay, that was unexpected. Like, it showed Thomas Riddle's gravesite, and I was like, no. And my husband has watched the movies before and read the books. And we literally had like a 20-minute debrief yesterday because I was like, this is wild, this is nuts. One of my favorite books ever. Like, I was not ready for that. So I'm reading the 5th book today. I'm gonna grind through it like I have the rest of the series. I think this video will be done within a week span because there are 7 books, so it's like, okay, one a day, you know. And I'm flying through. I am obsessed. That's all I have to say. Okay, cue to the next video of me reading. Sorry if I talk too much. Okay. Okay, I just finished all 7 Harry Potter books, so let's talk about it. I don't understand why I haven't read these books sooner because they're so good. It is like a longer series to get through, like I will admit, because all of the books are around 400 pages. They might be like 350 to 400. Maybe that's more accurate. I don't know. Especially paperback, I don't know, because all of them are on Kindle Unlimited. So if you're trying to read them, and you're trying to save money, read them on Kindle Unlimited. Kindle Unlimited is not free. This is not an ad. I just am obsessed with Kindle Unlimited and literally use it every single day. But it is not free. It costs $12 a month. But if you're reading more than 2 books, or 2 or more books a month, then it's worth it. If you're reading one, then I'd say just like buy the paperback. Buy one paperback once a month, and that's more worth it. Unless you're trying to save space or be more like environmentally friendly. But I'm like, okay, I'm reading so much, I'm going to use Kindle Unlimited, so I do. Anyways, this is not meant to be a Kindle Unlimited rant, but I love this series. So let's talk about each book individually, and then I'll rate the series overall. Okay, the first book I read was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I rated this one just a straight 4 stars. I was like just getting into the series. I was like, okay, like I get it, but I don't get it completely, you know? This book just follows pretty much Harry finding out that he is a wizard and that like he's supposed to be going to the school and finding out how many people actually know about him, which is kind of crazy. And so I rated this one 4 stars. I felt like it was good. Obviously the first book in any series, you're not gonna have the found family yet, and so I was kind of just like waiting for that and waiting for the series to get a little bit better and for me to be more like invested in the series. And then the second book is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I rated this one 4.5 stars. I feel like I am too old to enjoy like reading about kids in middle school or high school. Like I am a senior in college this year, which is not crazy old. Like I'm not super old yet, but it just like sometimes can come off a little bit cringe. I don't think this came off a little bit cringe, but I just like I was a little bit too disconnected from them because they're so young. I also felt like the found family wasn't completely there yet. I rated this one a 4.5 stars. I thought it was great. I was anticipating a little bit more, but honestly, like there wasn't too much I would change about the story. There were just some things I would probably add, and I wish we were like starting to feel more of a connection to the story at this point. But that's also like my personal preference because obviously I rated it 4.5 stars. Like that's awesome. I pretty much will rate any book that like I feel like there weren't major flaws in 4 stars or above. Like if it's mostly like I would add this and this and this, then it's gonna be 4 stars and above. And that's how I felt about this book. Is I wouldn't change anything. I would just like, well, that's changing. I guess I wouldn't erase anything or change the rating of anything. I would just add stuff. And so this book follows Harry Potter and his second year at Hogwarts. And it shows a little bit more of him in the Muggle world, and him at Hogwarts, and him like starting to get involved in the drama of the books. Okay, and then the third book is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. The only thing that I would say in this book is I think we understand after the first 2 times of saying it that Hermione has a lot on her plate. Like, do you think she has a lot on her plate? I think she has a lot on her plate. I get it. I don't need it 5 times. I don't. And that's just like a nitpicky detail that affected my rating not to be 5 stars. I will say it was a 4.75 stars. That is probably the only flaw in the book that just irked me so bad. I was like, I understand. I think this book was so good though because we got introduced to more characters, and we got to kind of find a collection of people that we love and are obsessed with. So that's why I liked this third book. I feel like things started to take a turn at the fourth through 7th books. And that's where I finally was like, okay, these might be 5-star reads. Like, I might be starting to get obsessed with the series. Book 5 was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. This is my first 5-star read of the series. So good. If you watched the rest of my vlog, obviously you have to get to this point. Unless you skipped it, that's fine too. But book 5, there's a lot of like Quidditch playing. There's a lot of character development. All of the works. It's just so good. There were just so many like twists and turns that I was not expecting. And if you tell me there's gonna be that in a book and it holds up to the expectations, it's so worth it for me. And I feel like the best thing ever is finding a fantasy series. I don't know if this is YA fantasy, right? Finding a fantasy series that you love and that was hyped up and lived up to the hype. Like, that is a series to a T, and so I appreciate that, and it's so good. I am a little bit conscious of not saying too much. I did give like a spoiler earlier in this vlog, but I think that might be the only spoiler I give. Yeah, I feel like if you've read the books, you understand, and if you haven't, you should go read the books. Okay. The next book is Dumbledore and the Half-Blood Prince. I rated this one a 4.25, which is probably one of my least favorite in the books, actually. It just felt a little bit too slow and repetitive for me, and it felt like a little bit of a filler book, which is never my favorite. I'm like, okay, what was, like, I get it. I feel like there were a couple of things that happened that I was like, oh, like, what? Like, I'm sorry, what? But that's kind of it. I wasn't the most impressed with this book. I feel like, and maybe that's because I've been reading them back to back to back, but I feel like it wasn't as good to me, and maybe I was rushing it too much. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong about this. Okay, and then book 7 was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, which obviously is the last book of the series. It ended and I did not want it to end. I was not ready. I hate that in this book and the last book they killed off 2 of my favorite characters, but also I was talking to my husband and I feel like I appreciate that they cut them off in the books and made them die in the books rather than like in the movies, which I don't know. I'm sure they did make them die in the movies, but it's nice knowing that there's a book that comes first so that I know that they weren't just trying to kill off actors rather than characters, you know? But heartbreaking. If you read the book, you'll get me. But this 7th book was so good. I did not want it to end. I was not ready for all the tea that was about to be spilled. I feel like the ending was good. I was on the edge of my seat waiting for it. There was no complaints for me from this book. And this is obviously the last book of the series. Overall, I'd probably rate this series a 4.75. I wouldn't say it was a perfect series. It takes a lot for me to rate a full series 5 stars, like a 5-star series. Like, I have not seen that yet, and I've seen like where picky booktubers will rate them 5 stars, but I just can't rate a series 5 stars if not all but one are 5 stars. Like, I just can't do it, even if the later books are better or the first 2 books are better, like in the Voice of Thomas series. I just can't do it. So this series is a 4.75 stars. I would recommend that you read it, and I would recommend that you watch my other vlogs because I love you and I want what's best for you, and that's watching my vlogs. And so just don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to be kept in the know all with what's happening in my life, in my reading. And I love you, and I'll see you later.